play my sickness for this. Hey guys, GYPSYASHIE here, and welcome back to the slab. And yeah, this will be the only time I have to do the slab this month because of some things, but I have to focus more on college, and some production on some stuff. Well, I guess last month we had, I might say, 4 slab episodes that I did. Jurassic World, Superman, Fantastic Four, and you know what I mean, zombies. Well, things have gotten a little weird turn because for today we have a very interesting review to do, and one of the movies that I'm only excited about August. So I know this might be crucial, but this will be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Slab, and let's get this rolling because for today we'll take a look at the Bad Guys 2. Oh boy, where do we start? First of all, I am obscenely being serious with the Bad Guys at all. I haven't wanted to watch the movie yet, the first film of course, and some related specials or short stories for that matter, because I was ecstatic about this this animated film based on a book series, which you might know about it. And for that matter, I'm kind of a bit receptive of the 2022 movie, and I'm absolutely into it. So I might say that this sequel is basically a great shot for that matter, but it is decently great for that matter because it is absolutely DreamWorks that can do anything, of course, despite the fact that DreamWorks went wild with How to Train Your Dragon live action remake, because that film is absolutely way better than most Disney live action movies. But this one is basically a whole level because DreamWorks is still animation focused. Hence why I have to say that DreamWorks 2025 onwards would be definitely crucial because they have to do animation and live action at the same time. So I know this would be weird, but it's alright. So yeah, as we mentioned, we'll take a look at the sequel to The Bad Guys, and I know there's a lot of maybe okay to good reviews on this, but it is alright since I have to do this review right here on this episode of the Slab. So I don't wanna talk too much, but let's get this topic rolling in because I just wanted to see how a DreamWorks movie would look like in 2025 standards. So this film, you might know about it, is just been released like a couple of days ago, and it is basically an American animated heist comedy film in 2025, loosely based on The Bad Guys by Aaron Blabey, and of course it's produced by DreamWorks Animation. The sequel to the 2022 film, it was directed by Pierre Perifel, co-directed by J.P. Sands, and written by Yoni Brenner and Ethan Cohen. And yeah, of course, the film has starred Sam Rockwell as Mr. Wolf, the leader of the Bad Guys, the pickpocketer and the getaway driver of the crew. Mark Maron as Mr. Snake, a safecracker, Wolf's best friend and the second in command of the team. Craig Robinson as Mr. Shark, their master of disguise. Anthony Ramos as Mr. Piranha, the Bad Guys' muscle. Aquafina, okay, yes, I did say her name correctly, as Miss Tarantula, or quote-unquote Labs as the hacker, of course. And of course there's some other members of the crew, of course, as you know. I'm gonna mention in a moment because Sassy Beats, Alex Bornstein, Richard Ayoade, and Lily Singh reprised their roles, of course. Stacey reprised as Governor Diane Foxington, Alex reprised as Misty, Richard as Marmalade, and Lily as Tiffany for some bizarre reason. But we got new cast, of course. Danielle Brooks, Natasha Lyonne, and Maria Bakalova. And those three played the roles of Kitty Cat, Doom or Susan, and Picture Petrova, which I might say would be their and the main antagonist of the film. But you know about Richard Ayoade, I think it is. He is voicing the antagonist of the previous film, but at least the bad guys did even well. Okay, interesting. And in the film, the guys are forced to come out of retirement and join forces with the all-female criminal squad to perform one last heist. Wait, what did I say? The main villain? Oh, Peripheral expressed interest in developing a sequel to The Bad Guys in March 2022 before the release of the first one. Then 2 years later, DreamWorks announced a sequel with Peripheral and the voice cast returning while San served as co-director. Leone joined the cast in July 2024 with the involvement of Brooks and Bakalova being announced in November. Daniel Pemberton composed the score returning from the previous film, and it was released on August 1st, 2025 by Universal Pictures. The film has received positive reviews from critics and grossed $96 million worldwide. Now, in spoiler fashion, it was too old now, so let's take a look at the plot this instant. So, following the repeat of Professor Marmalade as depicted in the previous film, and their recent release from prison, the guys have since reformed but struggle to fit into society. Wolf, Shark, Piranha, and Tarantula unsuccessfully apply for jobs while strictly away from home for some bizarre reason. Then Wolf spends his time with Diane and they go closer, but they cannot start a relationship due to him being an ex-criminal and her being governor. Inspired by Diane to give people a reason to accept them, Wolf has Commissioner Luggins track down the Phantom Bandit, a new criminal known for being untraceable. Oh boy, and they soon find evidence of the injured bandit being Snake, only to realize he was with his girlfriend, Susan. In an attempt to expose the Phantom Bandit at a Lucha Libre wrestling tournament, the bad guys are framed by a pig for the Phantom Bandit's work, and Wolf calls Diane to maintain their innocence, and she agrees to help them. Then of course, the guys are later kidnapped by bad girls, Kitty Cat, Pigtail Petrova, and Doom. Kitty was the Phantom Bandit, Pigtail was the pig who framed the bad guys, and Doom used the name Susan as an alias and was using Snake to lure them. And Kitty recruits them to help steal the experimental Boone X rocket, using secret video footage revealing Diane as victims of Paw, the former criminal identity as blackmail, and Wolf reluctantly acquiesces. Meanwhile, Diane visits Marmalade in person, where he reveals that Kitty plans to use the multinational space station to steal all the world's gold with MacGuffinites. MacGuffinites! A metal in which magnetically attract gold for some bizarre reason. I don't know what a MacGuffinite is. Which is basically MacGuffin. Insignificant, unimportant, and irrelevant for some bizarre reason. I don't know why MacGuffin is basically that, but okay. The group begins their plan by successfully stealing the smartwatch of Mr. Moonham at his wedding for some bizarre reason. And Kitty gives Wolf the footage on flash drive as promised, but traps them after the bad guys record her confession. Kitty uploads the footage to the internet, which reveals Diane's identity globally and alerts the police of the bad guys' location. Diane confronts the ghost before they board the rocket, but Kitty reveals that the footage is now live. At devastated, Diane's tranquilized by Kitty while distracted, but manages to sneak on board while half conscious. Oh boy, Lucan then arrests the bad guys, but admits that she trusts them and helps them board the rocket mid-launch by a helicopter. And after learning that bad guys stuck on board, Doom and Pigtail do not want to attack them, but Kitty refuses to give up, plan and overpowers the machine, magnetizing a large amount of gold, along with the limo, including a newly acquired Marmalade. Wait, what? When Wolf reaches her, Kitty breaks the magnet's remote, but Wolf pickpockets the smartwatch, which allows him to maneuver the rocket to the space station, destroying the magnet and returning the gold. And enraged, Kitty attempts to kill Wolf for ruining her plan, but Diane recovers and defeats Kitty. Wolf and Diane happily reunite and share their first kiss. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Too much? The bad guys regroup as the space station plummets towards Earth, and after crash landing, Kitty is sent to prison, Doom and Pigtail is sentenced to community service, and Lucas fakes the deaths of the bad guys and Diane so that they can be employed as secret agents. Meanwhile, Marmalade flies to his home planet and his little wizard transforms into a weird spaceship. Literally weird. I don't know why that he turned into a spaceship for any reason, but okay, so I had to blame my sickness for this video because I just got, colds just a couple hours ago, so blame myself for that. So yeah, the reviews for this one is great, which is very nice for that matter. But I have to say, this movie is absolutely rocket. Yeah, the plot itself is a bit straightforward, but it's really nice to see the proportional thing of the guys and the girls. Bad girls are which are basically great villains in this film, which is very interesting. And Kitty, for that matter, I kind of like her strong will. Of course, her powers, of course, something like that is basically great for that matter. I kind of like it. And of course, the rest of the bad girls do the big tail. It is alright. Nothing else matters. These two are basically decently great characters, but I kind of like them. And Marmalade is okay. It's actually feeling even better than the last film. The previous film, he took a very dark turn with his villainous powers stuff, and then in this film, he was basically an quote-unquote ally of some sorts. But he's doing all right in this film. But the bad guys are basically okay too, and even better than the last film because they're now accepting their goodness, much like anything like that, because this is basically VK's and DreamWorks fashion. Mr. Wolf might be great, but his performance in this film is basically amazing, like way even better than the previous film. Then, of course, there's Shark, which of course he is neat, very alright, because he is so serious about his, story in this film, but he's basically great. Snake is alright, he's decent. Piranha is a little okay for that matter, and he's so wicked in this film, which makes sense because he's so wild. And Tarantula is alright, she just made some reviewed expectations. Diane and Wolf's relationship in this film is so much better than the previous film because they're now absolutely killing this off. Like, they're basically a couple now. Literally a couple. Like, that was true. As depicted in the film, Diane is now even better because of her governor duties, in which she's absolutely a state governor for that matter, because she's absolutely really cool. I kind of like her sense of humor in this film, especially the fact that she's basically the governor. She's alright, but she's amazing. Of course, the scores are basically way better than I expected, but at least some of the music of the previous film did come back, you know, the trailer soundtrack. But yeah, then of course bucketing is alright, which is very great, and nothing else mattered. The plot is basically good with fair for that matter, but it is basically the same as the previous film except with fresh material, which is very great and very interesting. So yeah, I know this might sound weird, but I already have a rating for this too. So plot, characters, everything beautifully good with great taste. A- or 9 out of 10. There's nothing else mattered. I have no words, but it's pretty nice to see this movie in a great fashion way because I absolutely love the fact that this movie answers the questions of what will the bad guys will do next after what happened in the previous film. So great concept, DreamWorks, great concept. I don't know when you're going to continue making more, but at least this will be it. But at least there's the book series. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of The Slap, and I hope you guys really liked it. I know it's a basically interesting review, but it is alright indeed. So thank you guys for watching this episode of The Slap, and excuse me, I know I am basically sick today, but the reason why I'm doing this because I just need a break, but it's alright. But at least I might plan to see one Worlds Collide tour if I can on live, but I don't know because it's really hard to find a free match. But please make sure you like this video, comment if you have any suggestions on what should I review next, subscribe to this YouTube channel or all the other channels, and hit the notification bell button so you don't have any options for some notifications, but if you wanted to click notification or you want to set all of them. And you can also check out my socials and my link tree, which you can check it out too. And for the next video, of course, there was some seriousness. On Saturday, we're going to have another Roblox Experience review episode, this time on Global Garden, which is an experience that many people are talking about right now. And of course, there's my review on the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation TV, which is next week, next Sunday. And yeah, there's nothing much else to talk about. I've said that I'll catch you on the next video. I don't know, I might say that, but I'm not feeling good today. But it's alright since I've seen this movie now. So I'll catch you on the next video, I guess. Maybe.